Okay, sail folding and rolling. The way you fold and or roll your sails makes a really big difference when putting your sails away. Wherever possible, roll them. You'll see a lot of racers will always roll their sails because it's much easier on the canvas and less damaging and wear and tearing of the sails over time. But not everybody has the ability to put them back on their boat in a rolled situation. So if you can't fold them, if you can't roll them, folding them is obviously the next best way to go. But I'm going to talk in just a second about what not to do when you fold your sails. First, I want to say, make sure your sails are absolutely dry before folding or rolling them. I see a lot of sails that come into my sail loft that I've got mold growing them all over them, or big black blotches and dots all over them. And that's mold growing in the Dacron because they were put away wet. And again, I appreciate when you come in from sailing or racing or whatever on a day, you might not be able to, might have been heavy seas out there, big blow, rain. You might not be able to dry them off before you go home at the end of the day, but then you should be prepared to come back the next day and hoist them again and dry them in the harbor, because otherwise you will have mold growing. There's no doubt about it. Dacron is like I don't know, it's very hospitable to mold growth, and I see it all the time. Okay, take the time while things, while new soil or whatever, blood, if you're somebody on your crew gets, whatever, hit with something and bleeding on the sail, make sure you clean that off when you come back into the harbor, because once you let it set in and dry, it's pretty much impossible to get off your sails. So try and keep your sails clean as you go, rather than worry about, oh, I'm gonna get them all cleaned. Well, there's really not many ways to clean sails that are effective without damaging the Dacron in the end. And then when you come to, so back to folding a sail, when you do have to fold your sails, do not fold them repeatedly on the same fold points. And again, I see all kinds of sails coming into my sail loft, whereby I call them like memory folds. The sail has been folded in the same place for so long that it practically folds itself back into the bag. And I kid you not, that actually happens. And what's going to happen to that eventually is the sail's going to rip where those folds, like if you take a piece of paper and you keep folding it and put pressure on that when you and then you refold it over the same fold or whatever, if you then try and pull on the paper, it's gonna rip in its weakest spot, which is going to be where the fold is. And that's what happens eventually over time when you create these memory folds in your sails. And the last thing that's really, really important is do not fold your sails along windows. You know how you have those kind of inspection port windows, like on a Genoa, for instance. Sometimes you have them on mains as well. If you fold along the window, for sure over time, that is where the crack and the rip in the window is going to occur. And then you're going to have your window replaced. So always try and fold around the windows so that the windows are folding flat. And that usually people who roll their sails, like I say, are usually racers. They've got windows in their sails for sure. And the rolling helps prevent windows from getting those folds in them that eventually lead to cracks and then rips. Okay. Use of rigging tape. Okay, don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this because I don't want to be short at the end for time, but things often get ripped. Many things I see ripped that come into the sail loft needing repair are ripped because they were dragged across some sharp object, either it being the spreaders, could also be the lifelines or the stanchion posts, could be standing rigging, cotter pins, whatever. Protect your sails by just taking some rigging tape and covering all the sharp objects. Okay, I see this especially with spinnakers when people do under the boom takedowns. and they got whatever blocks on their boom. And that's just that'll give you like an 8-foot rip in a spinnaker in 1 second. So please use rigging tape to cut down your chances of damaging your sails by dragging dragging them over sharp objects. Okay, so I don't think I need to probably go over tips for putting your sails away. Never put a sail away wet. I've already more or less said that. Turtle bags are better. So turtle bags allow you to roll your sails. They're better than sack bags. Wherever possible, roll rather than fold. Do not fold a sail long. So I already said that, so I'll just keep moving on. Dirt and mildew on your sails. I'm going to give you a couple of products that can deal with any dirt, mildew, rust, whatever, can help you get rid of the mildew and so on. I'll give you a couple of options for what you can do there. But you really, I get asked all the time, can I clean sails? And I'm not keen on putting any kind of solvent solution on a sail, because Dacron is not a very robust fabric. And if you put things that are going to dissolve, blood, salt, rust, whatever, onto a Dacron sail, you're risking degrading the fabric and making it wear sooner than it would otherwise have done. So the only thing I ever recommend is a wash with 5% Javex solution, and 5% Javex is only 3% to start with when you buy it and when you get it into, like right out of the bottle. So a 5% Javex solution would be 1 part Javex in 9.5 parts water. So it's a very weak solution. And then in some warm water, but mild soap, not a harsh soap or whatever. So like a very mild cleaning condition, and they use a soft bristle brush, and then try and work off some of the dirt that's on your sail, and then rinse the entire sail well with a hose and hang it over a railing and not in the UV light. Okay, that's all I recommend for cleaning. What I really say about cleaning is don't put your sail in a situation where it needs to be cleaned, is the best way to go. And then you won't have to worry about using solvents that can really degrade the integrity of the sailcloth in your sails. Okay, so here's the last part, kind of where we're coming into the home stretch here, where I'm talking about maintenance items and products that can really make a difference. Okay, so having a sail kit, like the whole self-sufficiency thing, I'm really big on. Like I'm best served when you don't have to bring me your sail to fix, because A, it didn't get damaged in the first place, and B, you can fix it yourself if it did get damaged. So I think everybody on their boat should have a sail repair kit. I'm not endorsing Bainbridge's. What I'm telling you is that I took this off the Channelry website, and this what I call a very lame sail repair kit for $71.50 is definitely not anything I would endorse. Having a sail kit on board to have the tools that you need to fix something when it happens is a good idea, but this is not a good idea. I'll show you. I put my sail repair kit up against it, so that's in the next picture. This is I just laid it out on my work table, and I thought to myself, okay, let me just point out what I got here. Are you able to see my cursor? Don't know. Everyone's got their mute on. Anyway, so I just want to show you that
we can see it.
You can see it. Okay. So the container that this sail repair kit is put in is bought from the dollar store. It's $3, and it has a nice zipper around it, and it's a hard case. So $3 there. This is electrical tape from the dollar store. So you get like 5 of those in different colors for $1. What else do we got here? Well, let me go to the expanded view here. These pliers, dollar store. This all, dollar store. Scissors, dollar store. So I'm going to say Sharpie, dollar store. I'm going to say that, you know, half of the items in my sale repair kit are from the dollar store. So, you know, there's no reason why you have to pay $70 to get something that, you know, it doesn't even have half of what's in here. The thing that I think is most important, that I have this little mini soldering iron. It's not soldering iron. It's it's like a lighter, only it's got, you know, it's like a lot hotter, and I use it for whipping and so on, for ending a line and you know, making sure that it doesn't fray, etc. So this is like Canadian Tire, $9.99. This is an all, which I think everybody should have and be able to use if you have to sew, you know, stitching time on a piece of canvas or on a sail even. That, yeah, I think they sell it at Channel Reef for $39.99, and I think I got that one for $9.99 at Mech. This I bought from Sailrite for $9. What else have I got? A set of sewing needles, canvas sewing needles, and Sailmaker sewing needles for $9 at Sailrite. So nothing in, I don't think this kit in all costs more than about, I'm going to say $40. And it's got a lot more things in it than the one that you could buy from Bainbridge. So I say everyone should have a basic kit like this with these kind of things. And if you don't want to buy the $10 torch, then you can go and just get a dollar store lighter for your kit. So that, I think everyone should have one of those on board. Here's the Speedy Stitcher that is being sold at Channel Reef for $38.99. Like I say, you can get that. You should be able to get that for 10 or 12 bucks max at a sporting goods store. 4-ounce Dacron sail repair tape really is good to have around. Again, Channel Reef sells it for $19.95. 3-inch wide by 15-inch roll, and it can, you know, you can use this if you should happen to, you know, to rip something and have some sort of unexpected damage to your sail, and you don't want it to get any bigger while you're out sailing. This is a good handy thing to have. It also is good to put on, remember I talked about chafing on the foot and chafing along the luff and so on. This is the kind of thing that you can, because it's adhesive, right? And it's got a very aggressive adhesive on it. So you can put that over areas that you want to protect. So that's a good thing to have on board, is the Dacron sail repair tape. Spinnaker, if you have a spinnaker repair tape in the color of your spinnaker, because spinnaker tape comes in every color under the sun. And you can buy that for about 12 bucks. It's 2 inches wide and usually about 25 feet long, I think. And like I say, every color under the sun, and it's ripstop nylon, 0.75 ounce ripstop nylon, the same type of material that's in your spinnaker. So, and it's the adhesive in this is very aggressive as well. So you don't need to tack it down with stitching or anything, but you can easily repair a rip like on the fly if you have that on board. So lots of people get just the color white and then or opaque, so that they don't have to worry about whether they got the right color for the panel that they're fixing. They just put an opaque piece in there, and it's very sturdy, does a good fix, and good thing to have on board if you fly spinnaker often. Okay, this 303 fabric guard. The manufacturer of Sunbrella has endorsed this, and 303 products are extremely good products. And this particular spray fabric guard is for putting on usually Sunbrella, but things like Weathermax and other outdoor fabrics, it works well on them as well. And it resists soiling, impedes mildew formation, and helps protect against the sun's harmful UV rays. So if you were to put this on, let's say you decided to put it on in the spring, once summer should be great. That will improve or protect your canvas, And this is the type of thing I'm saying, if you did this every spring for all the years you owned a new canvas product, you would get twice the life out of that canvas product if you use this just once a year. Okay, so that's, you know, it's a little on the expensive side, but it's like absolutely worth the money. Vinyl cleaner. Okay, so this is another good 303 product for cleaning jobs, especially on your vinyl and so on. I wouldn't I wouldn't use it on Dacron though. Dacron just is not up to any kind of a solvent type cleaner, but definitely on things like vinyl seats and vinyl cushions and so on in your cockpit. Sorry. Okay, this is, if you only chose one product to buy, this is the one I would recommend you buy, UV Protectant, 303 UV Protectant. You can put this on everything. It can go on rubber, plastic, fiberglass, plexiglass, vinyl, webbing, and what it's meant to do is it's meant to extend the life of all your products by protecting it from the UV rays. And I use this on everything that I take outdoors and that sits in the sun for any length of time. And I'm telling you, it stops the fading. It's like a shield that stops the UV from wearing down all the things that are subject to degradation from UV. So it's a very versatile product, and it's a very, I would say, inexpensive for what you're getting, $17.95 for 16 ounces. And like I say, if I only had could recommend one product, this would be the one. Okay, here's some mold mildew stain remover. Again, you know, yes, it'll take away mold and mildew. Would I use it on my good Dacron sails? No, I wouldn't. But you know what, if you buy a boat with a sail that's got mold growing all over it, because nobody else, you know, cared to maintain it, you might want to, you know, take this particular product and try and remove some of that mold, because I guess it's a trade-off between mold eats away eventually your sail versus, you know, the solvents in this eating away your sail. It's 6 of one, half dozen the other. But I generally say the best thing to do is to try and prevent mold from growing and not fix the problem once you have it. Okay, sail and canvas cleaner. So Sailrite, you know, and every other product manufacturer for sailboats will make a sail and canvas cleaner. You decide whether you want to use it. They say that this is equally good on nylon Dacron sails, won't weaken the thread or fabric. I go, yeah, I don't know. I don't really believe that, because anything with a solvent is going to deteriorate your Dacron. But at the end of the day, if things are really dirty because they've been let go or whatever, it's a trade-off, right? And Sailrite are good products. So this would be one that you could use. They say you can use on sail and canvas. I wouldn't worry about it so much on canvas as I would on sails, but that's just me. Okay, then there's the Clearview kit. I see all kinds of, every time I get a Bimini in, not every time, most of the time I get a Bimini and they got all cloudy windows or whatever, because nobody's ever bothered to ever clean the windows and or protect them with any kind of plastic window protecting product. And there's several on the market, and they're pretty much all good. I guess maybe some better than others. So I'm going to give you two choices. Aurora makes one, and it's a two-part application system, where one is for the cleaning and the other is for restoration and protection from UV and whatever. And I guarantee you that if you use this once a year, either in the spring when you put your canvas on the boat, or the fall when you take it off and you clean it before you put it away, you will extend the life of your canvas and the windows. They won't get cloudy. They won't crack. They won't break. You will extend them ×2 in their lifespan. So here's another Emar makes a Strata glass protective cleaner. Strata glass is a see-through glass that they use in high-end bimneys and Dodgers. It's very expensive. And so this is made specifically to protect the, to clean and protect the Strata glass windows. And I would say it's worth every penny of it if you've got Strata glass windows or any kind of windows, because it doesn't have to be necessarily Strata glass. But really, again, I can't emphasize enough the fact that the windows will stay clear and not get cracked, because it won't get brittle with the UV or whatever if you put these products on at least once a year. And then the zipper lube. Okay, I got this real petulance about broken zippers. Clearly, I think you come to that realization already. There's such things as snap and zipper lubricants. It doesn't take long. All you need to do is just put a little bit on a zipper, undo, and then open and close the zipper a few times, and it sort of eases its way out along the whole length of the zipper. And I guarantee you that if you use this at least once a year, 2 would be better, but at least once a year, you will never have jamming zippers, and you will never have to unjam them and lose teeth. And the zippers will stay pristine as long as they're not UV, as long as they're not in like direct in the UV, because UV eats zippers away faster than it eats Dacron. So these products exist. Here's that's the last one. So these products exist for zipper lubrication. There's several of them on the market. I've used this one. I've used several others as well, and they're all good, and they're all really, really worth the money for sure. And the last thing that I'm going to recommend as a product that you consider to have on your boat is, if you don't already know about it, Lube Sail Coat. And it just makes everything on your boat move smoother and last longer. Like it's a really versatile product, and not all that expensive for all that it does. And it has many uses, right? You can put it on your sails. You can put it on your sail tracks for hoisting your sails. You can put it on your rigging, anywhere you want to put it that you want to lubricate things. So it's a dry lube, very high tech and high performance lubricant. And I always keep this on the boat, and we use it all the time. Okay, so Sailrite, this is the last couple of slides here. Sailrite, your do-it-yourself resource. If you're not familiar with Sailrite, I invite you to go to this website and have a look at what they offer. They're a US company, and they're very big on being self-sufficient at sea. And they have all the products that I've listed, plus dozens and dozens and dozens more. And they have kits to make everything. Now, not everybody can sew, or not everybody is wanting to necessarily make things for themselves, but they basically offer everything to do with sailing that they'll teach you how to do. They have teaching videos, they have how to do videos and so on. And it's really an extremely good sailing resource, and I invite you to go and have a look. Okay, they've got a couple of manuals that you can buy, not expensive. These are US prices here, $19.95. They're practical sail and care repair manual if you want to own that and learn how to do your own sail repairs. It contains detailed instructions on how to make emergency sail repairs and then at sea, and then how to make them sort of more permanent when you get back ashore. So that's a good book. They've got another sail repair manual that helps you, shows you stitching techniques, like how to use an awl and how to use a home sewing machine and how to tune that machine up and so on. So it's a little more comprehensive on the sort of tool side. And then they have, this is the website for all the myriad of videos that they have. So they got do-it-yourself project videos, 330 videos, tips and tricks, 84 videos, and that tips and tricks might be how to sew in a zipper, might be how to install a snap, how to how to sew the corners of a cockpit cushion, that kind of thing. And then selection guides, the 17 videos, and the selection guides might be, how do I select the slugs that I need for my boat? Like, how do I figure out what the right slug is for my boat? Or how do I figure out what the right jam cleat is for the size of my sail, that type. So it gives you tips on how to select and what things to buy. And of course, then they sell all that stuff as well. So I really suggest you take a look at the Sailrite website if you're not familiar with it already, because it has everything you ever needed and more for sailing. And then the last thing here is a book if you're really into self-sufficiency and learning how to care for and repair your own sails and canvas. There's what's considered, I guess, the Bible in the field, a book written by Dan Neary, and it's kind of costly, but it's worth every penny of it. And then I guess I'll conclude by saying performance is always in the details. And hopefully I've given you quite a few details on how to maintain your sails and their performance over time. So thank you very much for your time and attention.
Thank you very much, Vicky, for quite a complete outline. You know, over the years, we've tried to get somebody to speak on sail maintenance, a Sailrite like you, but we've never been successful. So you're the very first person that we've ever had speaking about sail repair and just sails generally, and also canvas. So you're going down on our list of firsts tonight.
Oh, well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah. So maybe you could turn off your sail sharing. This is a nice picture, but now you're front and center. So that is great. And we'll go ahead with the questions here because they're starting to come in. You talked about sail tape when you're trying to prevent chafing. I wondered if you had a particular type of sail tape that you recommend for preventing chafing.
Well, normally if it's a Dacron sail, I probably recommend the 4-ounce Dacron tape that I threw a picture up of, available at the chandlery, of course. So I would use Dacron on a Dacron sail. But if it was, you know, a big boat, let's say over 30 feet, 35 feet type thing, I would probably use Kevlar. And Kevlar, you can buy Kevlar sail tape as well. I would use Kevlar just because it's that much sturdier.
Okay. All right, thank you. There's a question here about putting in reefing points in a sail, and that may be a bit of a stretch beyond what you're normally doing, but both a question of what types of grommets and so on you'd use for that purpose.
I do put in reefing points.
Okay.
Once I've conferred with the person to understand why they want, if it's their first set of reefing points, okay, that makes sense. But I've been asked by people to put in the second reefing point. And my question to that person would be, well, why do you need 2 reefing points on the Ottawa River? When you get to the second reef point, why don't you just take the sail down? So, because it's expensive, right? And then I'm trying to save people money, right? Why spend, I'm not trying to take people's money if it doesn't make sense in my mind to do what they're asking to do. But yes, I have done it in the past. And I use 3/4 inch nickel plated grommets to do it. And then I usually install some sort of block at the luff side, so that you can run your line through to reef with.
To Jiffy Reef.
Jiffy Reef
to the
system.
Jiffy Reefing. Yeah, I know. I have a second set of grommets in my main sail, but I've mentioned at several occasions to my crew that if we have to use them, we won't be here.
Well, and that's my point, is like if you're doing an ocean crossing, okay, I can get it. You might need 2 reefing points, but on the Ottawa River, like I'm really questioning why anybody sailing the boat in the Ottawa River needs 2 reefing points.
Right. So there's a question here about okay, a cradle cover. In other words, a stack pack, I guess, for an existing sail from Doyle Sails. The cover apparently slides onto the, I think it's the boat slot or the boat slot with a bolt rope. But my existing sail is footed with a bolt rope. What can I do?
Oh, yes.
So they only got 1 slot for the bolt rope on the sail, and now they need 2 of them.
Okay, so here's what you do. Okay, first of all, go to Sailrite, and they have a do-it-yourself video that speaks to how to make a stack pack. And they're making it for, it looks like about a, I don't know, 28, 30-foot boat, and it has a not a loose footed main, so it has it's sort of the foot goes through the track in the boom, and what they do is they show you how to create 2 pieces of webbing that are connected together with a common sense fastener, and you put those along your boom underneath the boom so that it's going to hold it down without depending on the mainsail to do that. So the video shows exactly how to make those pieces of canvas with the common sense fasteners on them.
Okay, well, let's leave that up to that particular questioner to go and check it out on Sailrite at the DIY videos. So,
Yep.
I'm not aware, but there's a question here about Pentex sails. Any suggestions on special care required for Pentex sails?
Ooh, I'm not really, I don't think I've seen a Pentex sail, so I don't really know what, is that a specific fabric? Not sure.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with it either.
Okay, sorry, but whoever asked the question, I don't know what Pentex is. I'm sure it's a special high-tech fabric. That's what it sounds like. But I would say that all of the things that I suggested to maintain, to care and maintain your sails would apply to that particular sail. And if it is a high-tech sail, you should be rolling it, not folding it.
Okay. There's a comment here. I guess I could answer that question. It says, Vicky, do you actually do sail repairs? And if so, how can I get a hold of you? So as of a couple of days ago, your phone number is now correct in the blue book in Nepean Sailing Club. And perhaps you can put a page in the presentation at some point with your contact information.
Okay, well, I haven't updated my cell phone number yet in the blue book. So it's not there yet. And I didn't want to make this a plug for business because you know what, as I said at the beginning of the presentation, I'm best served when I either give you the information you need to fix it yourself, or I talk you out of it, or, you know, when I can't do either of those 2, then I'll consider doing the sail repair for you. I started out in sail repair because of the time I spent in the race fleets in Nepean Sail Club, and all the people coming to ask me, well, Vicky, can you fix this? Can you fix my spinnaker? Can you do this? Can you do that? And that's kind of what got me started in it. But and I do sail repair, yes, I do, but I work as well. I have a full-time job, so it's not my #1 source of income.
So if you put up a website, you'd want to title it maybe The Reluctant Sailrite.
Yeah, you know, that could be a good name for it. Yeah, but I'm always willing to give people advice, and like I say, trying to convince them that, hey, you can do this yourself. You don't need me to do that for you.
That sounds like Home Depot. You can
Yeah.
do it. We will
Yeah.
help her.
Exactly. They've got that saying. Yes, they do.
Okay. Could you also think about listing the items in your sail repair kit? You showed that little $3 pouch available at
Dollar store,
the dollar
Dollarama,
store.
Dollarama.
And maybe you could put a listing somewhere as to what is in it, just so people think about what they might also get in the dollar store as they're going through, and a few extra things as well.
Where would I put that part?
I think probably the best thing to do will be after we're all finished here, maybe you could provide that to Tony, and then we will see if we can send it in to Ron Evans, and it will be in your material then,
Okay.
in the video.
Yeah, okay, no problem. But you're also recording this, right? So anybody could go on after and see all the products and so on that I was kind of showcasing. So they could see they could actually look and just see what's in the repair kit.
I think they'd also like you to tell each person what each item is.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. I guess as the reluctant Sailrite, you may not want to say the answer to this, but what is the average hourly cost for sail repair? Hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
You know what? I don't have an average hourly cost. What I do is I do sail repair by the job, by the level of effort. And that sometimes that amounts to time, but sometimes it's also just technical things that I have to do, or special things that I have to buy in order to do the repair. So I don't just put it down to like an hourly rate. But I would say an average sail repair, let's say a rip, or sewing down some seams that have come loose, would be in the range of $50 to $125, in that range.
Sure. Okay, thank you very much. When you go to repair something like a mouse hole, a hole in the sail, would you just use sail tape along with some stitching on both sides of it? And if so, I guess that would be something you could say, well, get your wife's sewing machine. Oh, that sounds like sexist comment. Get your sewing machine at home and do it yourself. Yes,
I could say that. And if you have the Dacron sail repair tape, yes, you put it over on both sides of the sail, right? And you just kind of sandwich it together. In the hole, it sticks together even more, because once two pieces of Dacron, the adhesive and that stuff is so aggressive. Once one piece is sticking together, you're not getting that off. But then I would always do some stitching around the outside of the patch, just to make sure it was never going to come off. And if you've got a home sewing machine, well, how hard is it to slap a patch on? And if you can run that sewing machine, somebody in the house knows how to run it. Just stitch around the outside and you're done. And that's all I would be doing.
And just for full disclosure, when I was a kid, I worked for my dad in a dry cleaning store. He knew how to sew, and I ended up learning how to sew whether I liked it or not. So I learned how as well. I'm the only person in our household that really sews continuously.
Good for you. Good for you.
But don't ask me to do anything really sophisticated. I slap things together and sew it up. Sometimes I even use the right thread.
Okay, so now that I know that, Park, if I see you on the dock and you ask me, can I repair something, I'm going to go, oh, no. You can do it yourself.
We can help. That's right. You can do it. We can help. All right. Next question here. What suggestions, if any, are there for keeping the mainsail furled inside a mast for the winter? I guess that sounds like a bad idea, maybe.
Actually, I don't think it is a bad idea. Not many people can furl their sails in the main. So that's, I think that's an advantage, because I don't think most are gonna try and get into a furling mechanism for a mainsail. So I don't think that would be problematic. And of course it's not folded. So you're looking at, I'm rolling it inside the mast versus I'm trying to fold it and, get those memory folds going. So I would say, I would probably leave my sail in the mast if it furled.
For some of us that have larger masts, it's already hugely hard to lift the stupid thing once you get it off the boat. And so when you add another sail to it, a mainsail, we're not keen on doing that, but that's completely separate from how well you'll be able to maintain the sail all winter.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course it would be well protected. You're right. It adds extra weight to an already heavy item, but you would be protecting it. It would be rolled. It would be nicely encased in some stainless steel, and that's probably better than any place you could put it for the winter.
I see. Okay. There's a comment here. Pentex is a laminated sail with fibers of carbon inside a sandwich of sorts.
Okay.
So I guess that's for the benefit of both of us. I haven't heard of it before.
Okay, that's kind of whoever knew that to say. So it's definitely a high. I mean, it sounded to me like it was a high-tech fabric.
Yeah.
And so for me, I would again just say that everything that you do for a Dacron sail, that and probably more you should do for your high-tech sails, and especially don't fold them.
Right. The question here about the type of thread you might recommend. There's a question here: Tenera or V-92 for sail and canvas repair.
Okay,
Is that sort of
sorry,
V-92?
Yeah, V-92 is the thickness of the thread.
Okay.
Tenera is a very expensive thread. Okay, it's it can run you $120 for a half-pound spool. Yet it's extremely UV resistant.
Okay.
So if you can get your canvas or your sail sewn in Tenera, you should jump at that chance. But most threads that get used are spun polyester, and they come in V30, V42, V60, and V92. V92 is the thickest of them all, and the thicker these polyester threads, the better.
Okay. But then
Because
again, it's got to go.
The longer it takes the UV to wear through them.
Yeah, but it also has to go in your bobbin, and it also has to go through your needle on a machine.
True, but I've got a machine that 92 goes through, so.
Right. Okay. Mine isn't anywhere near that heavy, of course.
Yeah, because yours will be a domestic machine, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're not using number 22 needles, which have big holes in them.
No, absolutely not. So 16, I think, is as high as I go.
Yeah. No, I got 22s.
Okay. Says, I'm curious, given our sailing season, we live up here in the Great White North. I guess we're going to prove it tomorrow with all the stuff that's coming. But the lack of exposure to salt water and so on, and a lot of UV, is the Sailrite fabric really worth it? It may be Sailrite or it may be Sunbrella. I'm not really sure which of the topics this gentleman's talking about.
So Sailrite's a company, not a fabric, so it must be Sunbrella.
I think it's probably Sunbrella.
Yeah. Okay, well, Sunbrella has stood the test of time. It should, with moderate maintenance, it should last you 8 to 10 years. With no maintenance, on the lower side of that. With the maintenance, the kind of maintenance I was talking about, by putting on the fabric guard, making it the water repellency and the UV, the 303 product for UV, you should get easily 15 to 18 years out of any kind of Sunbrella if you do that on a yearly basis. But Sunbrella isn't my favorite outdoor fabric, because now there's many more new outdoor fabrics that have been kind of put on the market in the last 8 to 10 years. And my favorite is actually Weather Max. which comes in all the same colors as Sunbrella and looks like Sunbrella, except it's breathable and it's 100% water repellent, and Sunbrella is not.
No.
It's breathable, but it's not water repellent.
Oh, okay.
Now, over time, let me be fair. When you first get the product, you'll get maybe a year or two with water repellency, and then as the fabric, gets UV damaged and ages, it's not repellent, and that's why the Sunbrella manufacturer recommends that you put on that water repellent spray every year, because it's not a repellent fabric, but Weathermax is.
Okay. The questioner here, I have a Sailrite machine. I assume that's a sewing machine, and would love to personally pick your brain on a few things. I love sewing. Sometimes the sales give me a challenge as I learned more to make prom dresses.
A prom dress, okay.
I hear you. I hear you on that. I have a full-time job, but I'd love to connect with you. I'm a BYC member. So again,
I'm open to that. Yeah, I had a Sailrite as well, which I gave to a friend who's also an European Sail member, and I sewed with it quite a while before I bought my next machine to it. So I'm pretty familiar with it. It's probably a zigzag. It's probably a portable one, and yeah, they're good Sailrite makes good machines. So I'm happy to. I don't know, maybe offline, make a time when we can meet by Teams or Zoom or something like that.
okay. Again, maybe we'll see how to share your email address at the end of this, maybe on the recording. So not sure exactly how we're going to do that at this point.
Or they can go to the Blue Book and give me a shout.
I think that's limited just to NSC members, if you recall.
But you said this is an NSC member.
No, this one is a BYC member.
Oh, sorry, BYC member. Pardon me.
So with privacy, you know how things are, and that's why we had to control who can get access to it. But we'll open that up somehow. You mentioned a turtle bag. Could you describe what a turtle bag is?
Okay, a turtle bag is a like whatever the length of your sail is when you roll it on its horizontal axis. The turtle bag is one that you lay out on the dock or wherever you're rolling it, and you put it in this long, narrow kind of sock-like bag. That's what a turtle bag is.
So it's a sock.
Yeah, it's a sock with a big number 10 zipper that zips from one end to the other.
Oh, okay. You don't just slide it in the top then.
Oh, no, that's too much work. No, you lay this thing out flat, and then you just zip it all up when you've got the sail rolled and put in it.
I see. Okay. Well, I think we finally got to the end of all the questions, at least the ones that we have to deal with tonight. So again, I want to thank you, Vicky, for your time and for the answers to so many of the questions we've got here tonight. Tomorrow, just to recognize what you've done here for us, I'll see if I can show this a little better than last time. This is something that you might be able to use tomorrow during the day. It's
isn't that nice?
In blue, we have one in black. I'm terrible here showing these. And the third one, I believe there's red as well. And if you want to wait a bit, you can also get one for the summer. Oh, what are we doing here? There, that's a bit better. That's the baseball cap that you've seen before. So if you'd like to, you can make arrangements to deal with the NSC admin, Jamie Watson, and she'll be happy to give you your choice and color, and just give her an email and she'll get in touch with you, and you can decide to go in when you're available.
Okay, so, that sounds very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time and your effort. So I
Okay,
appreciate
and thank
that.
you all for I had a big team of people behind me to make this all happen. So really appreciate all the effort from yourself, Tony, Stephen, everyone. Thank you.
You're welcome. Before we go, remember next week, we're going to have Dave Morley. He's going to be talking about his 6-day, 300-kilometer journey up and down the Ottawa River in what he's called his Solo 300. So see you next week. Stay safe and stay well.